But we didn't get a chance to do a post-game show like we normally do. So I've been sort of itching to talk. We're not going to spend too much time because I know we have a tendency to start chatting and get going, but we got Mitch Brodeur coming on at 8:15. So what is one takeaway that you want to share with the people that you had from that San Francisco Monday night beatdown?
Well, I mean, it was Josh in prime time, right? Just lighting it up. That was the biggest takeaway, shutting up a lot of the critics and obviously putting to bed the Monday Night Football drought, if you will, since 1999. That's the kind of clear and obvious takeaway. But for me, a subtle or more under the radar takeaway was how the Bills didn't press after the unfortunate incidents that occurred early in the game, such as the getting stuffed on the goal line, the pass interference call on Levi Wallace, stuffing the Niners on the goal line, and subsequently turning it right back over to them. They kept their composure in prime time, which was like a really kind of subtle thing. It was early in the game, so I get it. That was great. And then it turned out to be honestly a little bit of a rout after that. So those are my main takeaways.
My takeaway is very similar to yours because it came right after that exchange where we take the ball down to the 1 yard line. We can't convert on 4th down. I know Joe Miller is still not happy with Lee Smith because he thinks that, a guy like Tyler Kroft would have caught that ball. He would have moved back. A more maybe nimble receiver would have understood to go back to find the opening there. But then San Francisco with that bad PI call on Levi Wallace marches their way down the field. We stuff them, but then Moss fumbles. Like, that's a game that could have gotten away from the Buffalo Bills real quick. That could have snowballed. And my takeaway from that was that our quarterback, Josh Allen, was watching all of that from the sidelines, watching San Francisco punch it in, put him up 7-0. He got on the phone with Brian Dable and he just literally, he just said, enough is enough. Fuck this. I'm taking over. He's like, I'm taking over. And our quarterback took this team on his back and just said, nope, not happening tonight, not happening in prime time, not happening to a team that's not above 500. I'm about to go off and I'm about to show the world what I'm about. And that's what he did. And like, that's just insane. Like, that's what the Aaron Rodgers of the world do. That's what the Russell Wilsons of the world do. That's what the Patrick Mahomes of the world do. I think we finally saw, no offense to some of the other big games he's had as a Buffalo Bill, I think that was the most Mahomian I've ever seen, or the most Rodgersian I've ever seen Josh Allen.